Welcome to Now, everybody. Today's practice is going to be a little bit deeper than some of the superficial practices that are a little bit more easy to do. However, today's practice may have the ability to shift and transform your entire life. What we're going to be getting into is two parts. One is a meditation that's going to allow us to analyze ourselves, and then two, it's the awareness that everybody else is this thing that we're meditating on also, and then we can connect to each other in a different way. What am I talking about? All right. So we feel that we see with our eyes, we hear with our ears, we feel with our body and skin, we experience things. But what does that mean, right? What does that mean? What are we? The meditation today is going to be meditating on the observer aspect of ourself. The observer that's, quote, behind our eyes. The thing that's seeing not with our eyes, but through our eyes. I should say the part of ourself, not the thing. The part of ourself that's seeing through our eyes, hearing through our ears, sensing through our body. Meditate on that observer part of ourself. And I'm saying the word behind, but it even might be a signal, right? A spirit signal that's not even within this physical reality. However you want to put it to make sense, but the point is to meditate on that. I used to do this when I played hockey and I competed in CrossFit. I would separate myself from my body almost to let my body experience the pain and suffering that is involved in a very high demanding sport like CrossFit. But we're going to actually use the opposite tactic. So with the awareness of this observer component of ourself, what we're going to do is we're going to realize that everything around us also has that same spirit signal, okay? That same observer behind the eyes. So when we're looking at people in the environment or shaking hands or just like rubbing the back of a friend or a lover, we don't want to be using our hand to rub their back, okay? Let's today in this practice, let's feel the observer behind that back, behind their body. Let's feel through our hand, through their body, into that observer. We can do this while having sex also. Sometimes that happens automatically. That's what the difference of like sex and fucking and like love is. It's that connection of the, I'm calling it observer, you can call it spirit, you can call it soul, you can call it whatever you want, but the observer to observer connection. Now this eye connection, this not just looking at somebody's eyes, but looking through their eyes. You look through your eyes, through their eyes. Okay, this can be actually quite aggressive. Now, if you want to practice, if you want to just go out into the reality and start penetrating people's souls, start with the plant, start with the tree, start with the earth. Okay, these things also receive spirit signals, and these things, they don't have ears, they don't have mouths, but there's still a observer within plants. And this is how they're definitely communicating with us, but this is how two-way communication can happen with organisms around you. And we can even get into rocks and inanimate objects, all have this ability. And being connected with all, this is the start, right? When we are all one. And that's the God stance, right? That's the enlightened stance. Enlightenment, to be light, to be all. Universal source. All right, so two parts was to meditate on the observer aspect of yourself. And then the second part, that was the first part. The second part is to connect with the observer aspect of other people. Don't just talk to the body, talk through the body. Sayonara, everyone.